Well, it is another great day in America. We're jumping on real quick because we just got news that FBI Director Christopher Wray is planning on resigning next month with 3 years remaining on his 10-year term. It's not great. I figure I'll just read a little bit of some of the statement that he apparently made to FBI employees today, and then we can talk about what a calamitous mistake this is. After weeks of careful thought, I've decided the right thing for the Bureau is for me to serve until the end of the current administration in January and then step down. My goal is to keep the focus on our mission, the indispensable work you're doing, that is, FBI employees, on behalf of the American people every day. In my view, this is the best way to avoid dragging the Bureau deeper into the fray while reinforcing the values and principles that are so important to how we do our work. It should go without saying, but I'll say it anyway. This is not easy for me. I love this place, I love our mission, and I love our people, but my focus is and always has been on us and doing what's right for the FBI.
So my feeling about this is that it is another example of the good people making it easier for Trump to destroy things. This is a species of preemptive capitulation. He had 3 more years to run on his 10-year term. If Trump had, grounds to fire him, he should have said so, but he obviously had none. And it shows, the whole Trump experience from 2015 on has been, a stepwise decline in our national standards on on many, many things. And so it's useful to remember that when he wanted to fire Comey in 2018, or was it 17?
2017, yeah, first year in office.
2017? Yeah. So when he wanted to fire Comey, he didn't just say he was going to fire Comey. He felt like he had to provide some kind of pretext. And he assigned
Rod Rosenstein.
Rod Rosenstein, thank you, to come up with some rationale that was supposedly about the FBI being too tough on Hillary Clinton, which is hilarious under the circumstances. But anyway, he felt like he needed to at least do window dressing. And, we don't know what he would have done if Christopher Wray had, maintained his ground and stood his ground. Maybe he would have tried to come up with a pretextual reason to fire him. I don't think Christopher Wray has any skeletons in his closet, because that would have come out in his first hearings, etc. But by simply saying, well, I will just do what the Orange God King demands beforehand, he's just paving the way for the destruction of another norm. It's destroyed. It's gone. The idea that the FBI director should have some kind of independence from the executive branch and be
Which is why he has
considered
a 10-year term to begin with, not a 4-year and or 8-year or whatever.
Exactly. It's precisely, it's supposed to extend beyond the term of any one president. That's why 10 years. And so Christopher Wray is now contributing to the destruction of a norm and of the idea of independence of the FBI, while claiming that he's doing this for the good of the FBI.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I want to do a little bit of a close reading of this statement. Now, again, this might not be exactly what he said, because it's, third hand reported to the New York Times here through someone who was in the room when he made this statement. But he says his goal is to focus on the mission, which he now wants to do from outside the FBI, apparently, right? And he doesn't want to drag the FBI into the fray, so he's going to leave it leaderless. I mean, the acting, the non-Senate confirmed deputy director will take over until they confirm a new one. He's making it more likely, I think, that Kash Patel gets confirmed as FBI director, because it's probably easier for the marginal senator, the marginal Republican senator, to say, no, actually, this guy's kind of beyond the pale, if there is not only a perfectly competent FBI director in office, but one Trump appointed in office. If there's no one, they say, oh, well, we can't leave it leaderless, right? You got to confirm someone. And this is who the president trusts.
100%.
He says he loves this place, he loves our mission, and he loves the people. So he's handing it over to Kash Patel because he loves it so much. And he wants to do what's right for the FBI. But he doesn't think he's the right guy for the FBI, even though he says he's focused on the mission and the indispensable work they do for the American people. So, what is it? Is it just cowardice? Does he just not want to be involved? Is this too much for him?
I don't know. I have to conclude there's a certain degree of cowardice. There's a lot of that going around. But this use of the term fray, he wants to keep the FBI out of the fray. He's plunging the FBI right in. I mean, for him, if he wanted to keep the FBI out of the fray, meaning try to keep that independence and keep that neutrality, which has been hard won, as we all know, during the Hoover years, the FBI did not have that. Then he is doing exactly the wrong thing to insulate the FBI. As you say, by it makes it so much easier now to choose Kash Patel. There was a good chance if Wray had hung
there was
on.
A chance. There was some
chance.
You're
right. Okay, maybe good is too much to say. There was a chance. It now seems to me there's no chance that Patel doesn't get confirmed. And, it's just so mind-boggling.
Why, if this statement seems to imply that he is not the right person for the FBI, right? Because he says he wants what's best for the FBI, and so he's resigning. But if he's not the right person for the FBI, he should resign right now. He should resign this very minute, not at the end of the administration. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just none of this makes any sense. He's clearly, for lack of a better term, he's talking out of his ass. He's trying to just say whatever he thinks sounds right, which is not the truth. Which is not the truth of why he's made this decision, because otherwise the statement would make sense. And by the way, you're right to comment on keeping out of the fray. The FBI is beyond the point of deciding whether or not it's in the fray. Right? Trump is coming for it. He's been coming for it ever since he compared them to the Gestapo. There were a lot of mistakes with the way Comey handled the Clinton investigation and the Trump, right? Whatever. But it's not like Wray getting out of the way will make the fray go away. That's not going to happen.
That's right.
Even if Kash Patel is in office, right? The fact that there are still not only sworn FBI agents who, will, at least some of them, refuse illegal orders, but also things like, judges and juries in this country, they will all still be under attack by Trump and the Trumpian movement. The fray isn't going away, right? This is like waving a white flag in a war and saying maybe they'll be nice to us. It's absolutely surrender. And, just because you're not fighting doesn't mean the fighting stops.
No, exactly. Good. Well put. And, this is, taking us down memory lane, but I'm just recalling that in round one, why did he fire Comey? It was because he had dinner with him and he said, I need loyalty. And Comey said, well, I'll always be loyal to the Constitution and I'll always be reliable and I'll tell you the truth. And he tried to, answer it in any way that would preserve his integrity. And Trump understood that meant, okay, so you're not personally loyal to me above the Constitution and above your professional obligations and your moral obligations as FBI chief. Therefore, you've got to go. Yeah. And that was the scandal at the time. And now I guess Chris Wray thinks that that's okay, that's the new standard, that the president deserves to have a toady, a personally loyal toady as FBI director. Or if he probably doesn't believe that, but his behavior, his decision here just makes that so much easier for Trump.
Right. Or Wray believes that, the president is going to have a toady as FBI director. It's not going to be Chris Wray's problem. Can I take a tiny victory lap here?
Yes.
Because in August of 2019, Dan Coates announced that he was resigning. And before he resigned, Sue Gordon, his deputy, who was a career intelligence official with lots of experience, I gather very well respected, also announced that she was resigning. So she was resigning rather than becoming acting DNI as would normally happen. As I recall, this was because Coates and Gordon were raising the alarms about foreign interference in American elections, which Trump didn't like. So instead of becoming acting DNI, Sue Gordon decided to resign. I mean, this all applies to Coates too, I imagine. They decided to resign. And instead, I think John Ratcliffe became director of national intelligence, who is now Trump's pick to become director of the CIA, who was a complete MAGA blowhard with no relevant experience, who I think maybe also had lied about his resume or something. I can't remember. I think he had said he was like worked in the Justice Department and had claimed all these prosecutions he didn't actually done. I can't remember the details. But the point is, I wrote a piece in August of 2019 saying, no, Sue Gordon should have made Trump fire her. Because here's the point, people. Being president is not supposed to be easy. It is not supposed to be an easy job. You're supposed to have to do the work. It takes work to get the government to do the things you want it to do. It takes work to get Congress to do the things you want to do. It takes work to convince the country that the things you want to do are actually worth it. The president is not a king. His word is not automatically truth, right? The fact that these people think...
Especially now.
Yeah, right. The fact that all these people seem to think, well, like I'll just let the guy do whatever he wants and not make him do the work of being president is mind-boggling. Like there's no reason to get out of his way. Like make him do the work.
Everybody
he has a lot of power.
Everybody who can possibly throw a roadblock in front of this train, if that's not a mixed metaphor, should do it. We should not be greasing the skids. Everybody should be making it as difficult as possible for him to be an autocrat. As difficult as possible. Yes, with the law, of course. And, it is, again, the other theme that I sounded a few minutes ago about how, there's just been this decline in expectations and standards. Even in the first Trump administration, he refrained from appointing Kash Patel to a post at the FBI or at CIA because Bill Barr and I think Gina Haspel both said, over our dead bodies, you're not going to do that. And so he backed off because he got pushback.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do that. There has to be pushback. And this is not the way to go, Chris Wray. This is terrible.
And by the way, Bill Barr and Gina Haspel have paid no price whatsoever.
Correct.
None. They are fine. Yep. They're not on Kash Patel. I don't think they're on Kash Patel's enemies list. Maybe Barr is because Kash harbors a particular grievance for that reason. But they're okay, right? They're not in the Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, Adam Schiff like enemies list. They're going to be fine. And John Bolton, right? Whatever you think of John Bolton, he's been very outspoken against some of these stomach-turning Trump cabinet picks.
Right.
And he's going to be fine, right? And it's only the people who get scared easily, apparently, that cave so easily. So it's just like it's not like these people are. My point is, it's not like these people are already been thrown in jail, right?
Right.
Like they're fine. They're fine.
Right.
Right. There's not really that much penalty. Like, okay, they fire you, they find someone else, fine. And you go join a corporate board, you go teach at a school, you make your money, whatever.
Yeah.
The costs of telling the truth are just not that high.
Stop being such wimps, people.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, Ben, good to talk to you.
Stop being such wimps, people. Yeah. That's right. Become a Bulwark Plus subscriber. You'll get more of this.
Indeed.